discussions, as you've all heard, have been very stimulating, and I hope that each and every one of you will be leaving with a deeper appreciation of homegrown philanthropy, recognizing that you too can transform your giving to make the lives of our people much better off. Ms. Holden, the country, that through your own Highlife Foundation, you've positively impacted the lives of many Africans, as a matter of fact, thousands of Africans. Your keynote has left us inspired and cognizant of the fact that one does not have to wait to be wealthy to give. One gives because he or she feels it is simply the right thing to do. To our distinguished guests, international partners, current and potential philanthropists, the speakers who shared personal accounts on philanthropy, the media, and anyone else whose capacity I have not mentioned, this breakfast gathering would not have been possible without you. Thank you for accepting our invitation, and we look forward to more interactions in the near future. Now, in 1624, if anyone was there around that time, a well-known poet by the name of John Donne gave us a phrase that has become quite popular and which I will also use today. He said that no man is an island, and he went on further to say that I am involved in mankind, and I quote. Now this quote frames my brief remarks, which are centered on the Pan-African concept of Ubuntu, as Jeff just mentioned, its ties to philanthropy, and why organized giving is very important. I know you've already heard this, and I'm sure you all have it now, why it's very important. Now, similar to the idea in John Donne's poem, and much closer to home, is the Pan-African concept of interconnectedness between all people. The Nguni language in Southern Africa calls it Ubuntu. In East Africa, we call it Ubuntu. Ubuntu speaks to unity and ties us to one another as members of the human race. Yes, it's a Pan-African concept, but it goes much further than that. It is a value that is found in just about every civilization on Earth, present and past. In a world where increasingly differences between people, between religions, and between socio-economic status are often highlighted, the voice of the common thread of shared similarities that bind us together seems to be growing faint. And today, part of why we are here is to make sure that this does not happen. Now, if we band together, our collective voice that highlights our similarities will never grow faint. Ubuntu is about you, it's about me, it's about us. It's about community, it's about connection, and it's also about caring. Community, connection, and caring. Now, Archbishop Desmond Tutu, in his memoir, No Future Without Forgiveness, describes Ubuntu as a philosophy that says, my humanity is inextricably bound up in yours, that a person is a person through other persons. So when we look at philanthropy, we are told the origins of the word lie in the Greek language, and that it means love for man. So philanthropy is said to encompass a love for humanity, in addition to harboring a sense of caring and a deep desire to enhance or improve on human condition. So it sounds very similar to Ubuntu, doesn't it? It emphasizes community, connection, and caring. So philanthropy is often confused with charity, since both acts entail giving. However, the main distinguishing factor I would like to point out, and I think it has already been done so, about the two is that charity tends to occur on a short-term basis. Philanthropy, on the other hand, is more long-term. It is more organized, or in other words, it's more strategic. And the main idea behind philanthropy is to promote the welfare of others, and it's not just a quick fix to a pressing need. It goes much deeper than that, and its aim is to positively impact our society. Church, tuition or universities, students' fees, treatment and care to terminally ill patients, or simply supplementing an income. We are all called upon many times to give to various causes. Now, this type of giving is not a new concept to Africans. Our communities are in fact built on the foundation of reciprocity. For a number of reasons, some of them more obvious than others, philanthropy is a concept that has been associated with the Western part of the world. However, African philanthropic activity has been slowly building momentum and is already well positioned to be a significant factor in the growth and development of many African nations. According to the Africa 2016 Wealth Report, it indicates that there are 165,000 high net worth individuals living in Africa, with combined wealth holdings of 860 billion US dollars and personal fortunes in excess of $1 billion. Now, this is a proverbial gold mine, not only in terms of the money, but especially in terms of the great positive impact a fraction of such a sum can have on African societies. This is where the importance of organized giving comes in. As opposed to having one-off, short-term, unconnected giving, philanthropic endeavors through foundations, trusts, corporate social responsibility initiatives and endowments, among others, create a long-lasting impact, not just on an individual, but on societies as a whole. So while it has not yet gained mainstream status, African philanthropy has clearly emerged as an unmistakable contributor in addressing the various challenges faced across the continent. And I think with Highlife Foundation, we have a very good example of that, a crucial issue. To put it in numbers, over the past 15 years, the number of high net worth individuals on the continent has grown by 145%. And the great advantage to our society is that a significant number of these high net worth individuals keeps their wealth within their African country of residence. The benefits of giving have been talked about, and just to stress one of them is that organized giving goes back to the interconnectedness that the Ubuntu philosophy espouses, the notion of community, caring, and connection, in a world where formalized organized giving structures are in place. Okay. The link is that what actually serves us to keep us as human and to have us looking out for the disadvantaged members of our society. The second and perhaps most obvious benefit of organized giving is that it moves society from the quick fix scenarios that many of us are familiar with. I'm sure a number of you can relate to being called upon to contribute to a particular cause, and you willingly do so, and the following year you realize that the mechanism that existed the previous year to support that particular cause may have disbanded without bringing about the much needed results or impact. So organized giving, either through a foundation or a trust or an endowment fund, gives the solution far more longevity than the quick fix that you participated in. We also have the benefit of topic landscape. We hear on a frequent basis about givers. We have very generous givers. So we know that our society is in no way short of generous givers, but we do not hear about, what we don't hear about often, foundations or trusts, homegrown foundations or trusts. Now within this room is a wealth of expertise and network links that could be harnessed into something far bigger than you or I can imagine or could imagine. And my hope is that this initial meeting on growing philanthropy at home will result in the creation of links, networks, and dialogues that the African Philanthropy Forum is ready to support on a regional basis, and the Global Philanthropy Forum will support on a much larger scale, so that we can actively and substantially bring about the change we all want to see. Once again, I thank you very much for listening, and thank you very much for being here this morning. God bless you.